We're Corey and Nicole, and welcome to Steel Roofs. In this video, we work on what I call Phase 2 of the living room remodel. We've been doing a lot of projects outside, obviously, since the weather's nice, but the inside needs work. It's getting a little cluttered. So we've been busy outside, we've been gone for work, haven't had time to fully unpack or finish painting this room, or any room for the trim, but this room needs to be repainted anyway, so starting with the trim and the doors and the baseboard, I'll get that done, and then we can do the wall color. I'm gonna paint the crown molding before installing it, so I don't have to tape anything, because right now I'm gonna have to tape the floors, which is gonna be a lot more work. But eventually we'll have a wood burning stove right there. Fans need to be replaced. We still have to put switches and outlet covers. We have the aquarium. That's gonna be refinished before we put it together. And I need to clean the tank and then get a kitchen table, light fixture for over here. So lots of work in this room, but we're gonna tackle this room first. And first things first is clean. All right, so we got most of it cleaned. So right here we have the 2 ceiling fans, and then these are all books, along with this huge container of books. The dog food will be moved eventually. Got our paint supplies ready. Microwave we're putting in the kitchen, and then these containers need to go into the barn once we finish filling them up. The 2 boxes on the bottom are shelving we're gonna put in the master. I'm gonna leave the doors off for now, so I'll paint the inside of the door frame and then hang them, so it'll be easier. Ping pong table need to take apart, but other than that, I pulled everything far enough off the wall to get the baseboard painted, and then doors. So I know painting is a very boring video, but it makes such a big difference when it's done. Got the baseboard done. Gonna pull up the tape, and then that'll be good. And then the doors, I think the doors will really make a big difference too, since they're so yellow. Hopefully you can tell the difference. But even with the baseboard painted white, I still don't like the wall color. So I'm glad we got new paint for that. The crown will really pull it all together. And new light fixtures, and probably we got some white vent covers, white outlet covers, and switches for whatever this situation is, but it just looks so much better. So clean, so done. I'm gonna go ahead and replace all of the vent covers with just white. We decided white. We were looking at white and black, but white blends in with everything in the trim. These ones are really cool if we could salvage them and paint them, but they're really dirty, so I think we'll just stick with the new ones. I don't know why the mics aren't working, but I'm gonna go ahead and tape the windows on both, or all the doors, because now that all the trim and the baseboards are done, I'm gonna wanna paint the walls, but doors have to be done first, so having that done will force me to do it. Maybe I'll get to tonight after dinner. We'll see. so I still can't figure out why the mic isn't working, but I taped off everything. I left this just the perimeter. I'm gonna take these off. So I'll paint everything around it. My goal today is to get these doors, that door, and the closet doors done. I'm gonna order a light fixture and some black hinges, so I don't need to worry about taping these. And then I'm gonna try to clean our blinds because blinds are really expensive. But that all today, and then tomorrow, paint the color on the walls and do the fans and light fixtures. Okay, we got these two back doors painted. I don't know, you can't really see on camera right now. Maybe you can, but so much better. You can kind of tell from the yellow of the inserts versus the door itself. I was gonna do the closet doors today too, to have all the doors done, but I don't know where the hardware is to reinstall them back onto the floor and everything. So I ordered that along with the hinges and light fixture and everything. So I decided I'm gonna do the first coat of the color. And it's been many months since we got the color. Kind of just looks like a gray on there, but I think it's a gray green, gray blue, something like that. I don't know, we'll both find out together because I can't remember what it is. I'm sure I have the paint chip somewhere with it labeled of what color and everything, but I can't find it. So I am very excited. I'm ready to have this done. Tomorrow, painting will be done, minus crown molding because we still need to buy that and put that in. But we don't have to router that or anything. We're just doing, I think, 1x3s, butting them up together to make them look nice, big, and bulky. And then paint it white, which, again, fun. We'll get the primed ones, so that way, hopefully just one coat like the baseboards that we did. And then painting will be done. We can work on all the little stuff. Okay, so I figured out the mic situation. This paint is the more expensive paint that we bought. It says the one coat guarantee crap. And it has the little asterisk saying that it has to be, the color tint has to be a Behr product because it's a Behr paint base. And it is. And I was really hoping that it would be one coat. It's not going to be. It's a very thick paint. And I've been going slow, making sure I get everything. And then Corey came along and saw that it's not gonna be one coat. So, is what it is. Finished the walls today. It's looking really good. It feels more like a home. Got the black hinges on the doors. Color that I found is on the side of the paint can is Hailstorm Gray. I think it has more of a blue tint, whereas our room is more of a green gray, but I like it so far. Last thing to paint inside are these doors, and then this will be all done. We got blinds for the French doors because if we put curtains there, when you open them, they would cover the light switches and then cover part of the TV. So I just got these roll down blinds. We'll see how they are. The other blinds I'm gonna clean when I clean the aquarium, and hopefully that will just make them look better because blinds are very expensive. All right, first coat is done and it looks way better, but obviously it's gonna need a second coat. It's really hard to actually paint because it's the yellow tinge to it and you're painting white over it, and then this light is yellow. It's cloudy outside. So it was actually hard to paint, but we're gonna put the second coat on. I also got new little handles as well, so that'll spiff it up and it'll actually match the kitchen handles. So that'll be good. And the black handles that are on all the doors. So I'm gonna let that dry for 15 minutes and then start again, then be done. It only took about, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes. So I'm happy with that. Okay, so it's the next day. Yesterday I did the second coat and then I let it dry for about 2 hours and I ended up having to do a third coat. So then I put the little new doorknob handles on and they didn't fit correctly and I was just done for the day. So I relaxed, got some rest. And today I moved all the boxes to where the rooms they need to go into for storage area. And I'm working on the blinds right now. Surprisingly, something easy is happening with remodeling. So I'm just using the Easy Off oven and grill cleaner. I just rinse down the blinds just to get off any big grime or cobwebs, any of that stuff. And then I just spray this on and let it sit for a couple minutes. And even without having the hose nozzle on, it comes right off. Okay, so Corey got home. I was gonna maybe just do this part and this part on the bottom and the top, like a light stained wood, but Corey said no, two-tone. So we're gonna do all white. I put 2 coats of this brushed on. I think I'm gonna do roll it on so it's nice and smooth. On the last coat, gotta do door by door because I only have 2 pieces of 2x4s right now. Then I'm gonna raise this up. I'll do the bottom and then I'll move on to the top. I'm just gonna paint it all white. I got some black hardware that I'm gonna order. Probably do the same little knobs that are on the closets and then black hinges that I'll put on. Just get it done and painted so that way we can clean the aquarium, clean the tank and then put it on top, work on it this spring, but it won't be an eyesore in the middle of the room. Then Corey's going to work on the outlets and light switches and hopefully get to the ceiling fans and the light fixture. We got 3 coats on the main base. The door needs to be completed. Once that one's dry, I'll move it over and do the edges on that one. The top, we'll have to do another coat on it. But we're going to sand all the little bumps in between. So we're going to let it dry overnight and then we'll sand it and put the final coat on tomorrow. So in the meantime, I'm going to work on this light and install that. Alrighty, good morning, day, I don't know, week, whatever. Today we start the beginning of the fun projects. So right now I bought some little plants that are gonna go on one of the shelves. So I'm just spray painting them, a couple white, a couple black. And then we got the wood shelves. I am going to stain I'm gonna stain that today so it can dry overnight. Get these painted so hopefully by the end of the day, dry enough to pot the new plants. And then the stain, we'll work on that and work on the shelves next. Okay, so we've got these pieces. I put the pre-stain on, and while that's soaking in, I've got some plants that I got from the nursery. These are gonna go on the shelves, so the pots are all dried. I got some rocks to go in the bottom of each pot for drainage, and then some soil. So I'm gonna pot these real quick, and then I'll put this stain on. So while this sits out and dries for the rest of the evening, I'll put it in the garage later today, but I'm gonna let this dry for now. And then I've got my plants all potted and watered. I'm gonna let them sit out in the sun for a little bit and then bring them in this evening because it's chilly. Tomorrow I'll be able to cut these and stain the other side, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a sealant or not, but if I do, we have some. And then I'll be able to put it on the wall. But for right now, I'm going to go in and do some lighting for some of our artwork and finish some other small things like putting outlet covers on. We got the rest of them in the mail. So now we're on the final touches. The boys had issues with stud finders. We've never had a good one. Finally got a good one, hopefully. So I'm still gonna measure it out. So at least one of the 2 holes or one of the 4 holes are on a stud. And there's not much weight going on this shelf, and the wood is not heavy, so it doesn't need a whole lot of support, but I'm still gonna do as much as I can for what we've got. Okay, so we got first row of brackets on. So I'm gonna go cut the first 2 pieces and put those on, and then go from there. I only got 3 pieces of wood that are 8 feet. So I'm gonna have to do some math and then decide if I want 2-tier shelves or 3-tier. So we'll see after the first piece. All right, we'll go put this and move on to the next one. All right, so we got the first one just dry fitted. Like I said, I'm gonna do some pocket screws to make this level, join it up correctly. Oh, you can see the bow in that wall too. It is what it is. So I will go ahead and plan out the next ones. See how they look with what I have left. I have a about a 3-footer, and then another 8-foot. So I might either, like I said, 2, 3 tiers. We'll see. Let's bring those in. Okay, so we have a couple holes left over from the old smoke detector and an alarm system that was put through the wall. So I'm going to patch those real quick. And then all we have left is crown molding. Oh, and clean the aquarium.
All right, last piece of base of crown molding. Okay.
Did it.
It's did.
Got it all installed. Now the super fun part.
What's that, beer?
Yes, beer. Well, it's done. We completed phase 2 of the living room remodel, and it feels so much better in here, and it looks 1,000 times better. I love it so much. We did do a lot of tedious tasks with this room, like switching all the outlets and the light switches, and a lot of painting. Had to be done, obviously, but painting makes a big impact, but it's the small details that make the room feel complete. We still got a lot of work to do in this room, like build all the furniture that goes in here, and we're gonna install a wood-burning stove, but damn, it feels like a home now. All right, here are some before and after shots, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, love you, bye.